What's up guys, Ray at Sahara Coins here. We're going to talk about Lincoln cents. So Lincoln cents are one of those series of coins that are collected by a ton of collectors, from entry-level folks up to very, very experienced collectors, because Lincoln cents have a really wide array when it comes to value, collectability, just a great coin. Now with the Lincoln cents, there's a lot of history there. So we're going to discuss that today. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, what's your story? Believe it or not, the humble Lincoln cent has a history full of firsts, controversies, even a few secrets. So let's look into it. It all started in 1909, the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Up to that point, U.S. coins had never featured a real person on the coins. The founding fathers actually disliked the idea of monarchs and great men on currency, but Lincoln, he was a bit different. Theodore Roosevelt wanted American coins to reflect the nation's greatness. He commissioned Victor David Brenner, a sculptor known for his busts of Lincoln. And just like that, Lincoln became the first real person ever on a United States coin. That's going to be kind of a controversial statement. He was the first one on circulated coinage. Okay, there's going to be coinage prior where there was a real person on it, but it wasn't necessarily meant for circulation. So keep that in mind. When the first Lincoln cents were released, they caused a huge stir. There was a little letter along the bottom, VDB, Victor David Brenner. So it was his initials. So right here on the bottom of the coin, you'll see those. Now, those initials were proudly stamped on the reverse, but there were a lot of critics, and there was too much self-promotion is basically what was being said. Just weeks after the release, the U.S. Mint pulled the design. That made the 1909 SVDB one of the most sought after cents that's out there. So some of you have probably owned one, or you're looking for one. Those will vary in value, guys. They can be, from not great shape, they can be a couple $100s, but really nice ones can go into the thousands. And that's just a really, really amazing coin. Great coin to own if you can get your hands on it. Now, as far as design and metal changes, for decades, guys, the Lincoln cent stayed mostly the same, with a few key things that would change. Now, there's lots of different cents out there, right? When it comes to the Lincoln cents, we know the designs change, but one that kind of catches a lot of people's eye is in 1943, there was a steel cent. In 1943, copper was needed for World War II. Pennies are made from steel. They were using the copper for bullets and other things. So we had a steel cent. That steel cent would rust. And some copper cents were also made that year, not necessarily for circulation, but there was a handful of them made. Now, here's the deal. If you find one of those 1943 copper cents, a real one, you are lucky, because that is a very, very expensive coin. So again, there's only a handful of those. There's not many out there. So it is one of those, it's a very special find if you could. But yeah, so 43, mostly steel cents. And like I said, you're going to see them, they'll rust, they corrode. That's because they were steel. But kind of a cool piece of history, guys. You have a steel cent. That's because all that copper was being used to help us fight the war. In 1959, to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday, the back of the cent was changed from wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial. That made Lincoln the first real person to be on both sides of a U.S. coin. In case you're unaware, he's very, very small on the back, sitting in the memorial. So kind of a cool little fact about the Lincoln cents. Now you're going to fast forward again. This time we're going to go to 2009, Lincoln's 200th birthday. The Mint released 4 special reverse designs showing the scenes from his life. Now they go from the log cabin beginnings to his presidency. That set, kind of a really cool run of cents that were put out there. You can get them individually. They also did a set that you could buy, and they had them in proof, and they had them in the regular Mint State coins. So another cool release that they did to help commemorate Lincoln. Today's cents featured a shield on the reverse, symbolizing Lincoln's role in preserving the Union. Really great design. When they made this design, I know there was, a lot of folks are wondering, why are we changing the cent again? But take a look at the design. I mean, it's very, very classy. Why do we still use the penny? That's a question that right now I'm sure is hot on many people's mind, considering we just signed in that we're getting rid of the penny, right? Well, believe it or not, it does cost more than a cent to make a penny today. So why are we still using it? I mean, really, it's tradition, politics, and let's be honest, nostalgia. You know, a lot of kids collected cents. A lot of people collected cents growing up, and there's a lot of people still to this day that collect cents. So really interesting time to be alive, right? We're gonna see our cent essentially stop going through the minting process. We'll see how that plays out, but you know, just definitely an interesting time for the Lincoln cent. From wartime metal changes to collector's treasures, the Lincoln cent is more than just spare change. It's a tiny time capsule. Your grandparents, grandparents, I guarantee you there's somebody out there that has collected Lincoln cents or still does collect Lincoln cents. So definitely a coin to get some more history on. If you're even remotely interested in collecting, the Lincoln cent is a great place to start. Next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a closer look. It might just have a story to tell. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel here. Feel free to contact us, comment below with anything you'd like to learn more about. We'll put together some quick videos, easy to digest stuff, and hopefully help you to kind of create a bigger journey for yourself in the numismatic industry. You can always give us a call here at the store at 702-367-4360 or stop by at 7293 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 106. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Swing by, guys. We really appreciate all your support. You guys have a good one.